Yeah, welcome guys to this segment of this training. Now, what you do first is you just go to your Play Store account and search for PixelLab. This app does almost everything that the other apps can do that we've been combining up and down. So this is the name. That's like a P blue icon with P on top. So after you install it, I think there's an update that I've not yet installed, but nonetheless, once you install it, you can see it gives you a background of this nature. Now, if in case you want to like design something, let's say a flyer, you should know the spec for a flyer design and the rest. So what you do first is come and set your design this thing, your design size. So you tap on this menu icon at the top right corner here. Sorry, top right corner, and by this side you see image size. Select image size. Now you can choose square, which is something like this one now. If this one is square, Abi, yeah, Abi, share is square. Let me see. Yeah, it's square. So let's say I want to do something like business card. Let me try this YouTube channel and see. Okay, you can see that it changes the size. You can change the size to as much as you want. Let's say I want to do something like Google Plus. Too much. Let's see this one. Almost the same thing though, but you can actually set different size for your design via this part, and you can give custom design is custom size too. You can set this thing to 2000. I left it at 200. Let me keep it at 2000. All right, so you can see the background changes. Now that's the first thing you have to do. Set this size you want to work on. Set the size you want to work on. That's the first thing you want to do. Now, one thing about this app is with this app, we're not going to need that text gram app again. We don't need photo text app again. We don't need round photo app again. It has eliminated a lot of apps. The only app we actually add to this is the photo layers app. Yeah, so I'm going to be explaining the basic functionality of what this app does. And I'm not going to start afresh by explaining what's it called, graphic design and all the rest. We were taught clearly well how to arrange photos, how to do everything perfectly. We were taught all those stuff. But I'm just going to show you the basic functionality of this app. So first of all, we have two features of this app. You can add object or text. So first of all, let me start by hitting. Now, if you check this first icon at the bottom left, you will see something like 3 circles. Yeah, these are your projects. So what you do now is you can set a default background. Let's say I just want plain white background. I can set it. If you tell me my project will lost, I'll just click OK. So I want a plain white background. So I just click here, this down part by the left, then scroll here and select white. Then let me set my, let me reduce the height to 900. All right, I think it's cool this way. Then here we have text. This side is for text. To format your text, any effect you want to give for text, use this part here. Any effect you want to give for object, use this part here. Say you're talking about images, box, and all the rest. So let's say this is, if you check at the top left, is a quick way to add object and text to your to your design. So you can just tap on this plus icon here. You can add text, current day, stickers, shape. You can add image from gallery, or you can even draw, which is wow. So let's say for instance I want to design something briefly. See current, let me say shapes. So if I tap on shape now, you will see that it gives me shape. So it's not showing properly well because the background is white and the shape is white. So I can change the shape here to circle. There are so many shapes you can use, which is quite amazing. And okay, I've changed it to this one. Then opacity, how transparent should it be? You can increase it or reduce it. Then you can give it a color. So let me hit it one color now. I say, okay, you see I've given it a color. Then if you want other color option, you can tap on this plus icon here. You see different options to tweak around and get what you want. The stroke is the border around the text. Yeah, stroke is the line around the outline line around the text. Then opacity of the stroke, how transparent should the stroke, right? The line around, you can see as I'm increasing, this black line is increasing. That's what they call stroke. Then you can give a stroke color if you wish, but let me keep it at black. Then the edge, you can use this one to tweak the edge, especially when you're dealing with arrow shapes. Say I choose this arrow shape now, for instance. You can just use this part here to tweak the edge. Let me increase. All right, so this one means the edge of the design should be rounded. just take a look at this edge here, this particular part. If I select this one, it will be pointed. If I select this one, it will cut somehow. If I select this one, it will be rounded. So that's also the function of this whole stuff. So before you click this mark icon, you make sure you have arranged the shape how you want it to be like. Yeah. So let me just change the shape to the one it was before. All right. So that's just basically then blur radius. How blur should it be? Like the stroke. How blur should it be? Then you can set it out whatever way you like. Then click on this mark icon when you're done. Then once you click on it, it gives you the shape. So you can move it around if you want to. So let me add another shape, just a black shape, so that we can be seeing what we are doing. Black. Then I just want something black. All right. So starting to explain all these icons here, you could see different icons, and it is selected at this object editor. This one is for text, nothing will show, but this one is for object. So starting with this, you can delete the object if you want to. You can crop it if you want to. Copy is just to duplicate it. See, it has duplicated. If you check up here, there is undo here. Tap on undo and it will undo. Yeah. So I select the object back. Then you can send it to front or to back. So let me send it to back now. I want it to be at the back of that yellow shape I just created. To back. You see that it's at the back now. Grab. Then I can bring it to front, send it to back. Even this one I can send it to back, bring it to front. Then position now. If when we're dealing with photo layers, you have to be the one to arrange it one by one with our hand by moving this stuff around. Sometimes it may not be perfect. But with this stuff here, we can just tap on position. And here is how much should it move. So if I increase it, if I move it like this, it will be moving plenty. The distance will be much. But if I reduce it very tiny, even if I'm moving it, it will just be going tiny, small, and that. I can move it down if I want to. Can move it down if you want, and this one will help you actually adjust your stuff very well. Then the next thing is relative position. You can shift left, up, center. You understand? Just to give quick positioning. So you can cancel it if you want to, or press that mark icon. The next thing is relative size. How you want the size to be. Let me increase the width. As the width is increasing, the size is increasing equally. So if you don't want to use this part, because you can use this part here to increase or reduce. You can use the small node here icon here to increase or reduce it, or you can use the one at the bottom to increase or reduce it. Or I use this part here to rotate it. Yeah, this one here. So I'll just undo and undo. Yeah. All right. So that's relative size. Then you can give a color to your stuff, to your your shape. So I select color, tap on. I turn on the color. When I turn on the color, you can choose any color you like. Yeah, I'm giving the color. You can see that as I'm giving it color, it's affecting both the border I applied when I was creating the shape, like the outline black color I applied. It's affecting everything. So I can change whatever shape color I want to. Then, all right. So if we understand all these basic features, it's going to help us go a long way. Then this gradient here, if you want to give your object two color, say blue and white, or white. Let's say something like this. Let me tap plus. You can just tweak all these things the way you want to, but all this stuff, they're not really necessary, but you can spend more time learning that. I don't want this video to be very long. Then texture, what if you want to add image texture to if you don't want to give color, plain color, you want the object to take the color of an image, the design of an image, you can tap on that texture there. Then once you tap on texture, tap on this gallery icon here, then select a picture from here. Let's see, I pick this food stuff here, then I resize it the way I want. Then I tap mark icon. Then before that, let me turn off color and see. Okay, you have to turn off color first. Yeah. So you can see that the image now is rounded. Just perfect. So instead of going to round photo, you can just use this one to round your image. As simple as that. So I can reduce it. See, it's duplicating. I can increase it very large and all the rest. So that's just basically the feature of this texture. You can delete the icon if you want to, then mark. Then the next thing you want to do is opacity to change how the transparency. Then color filters to just mix color and all the rest. Then stroke to add stroke like outline color if you want to. All right. So then eraser. If you want to manually erase some part of the image, you can just let me increase this. Undo. This one is to increase the size of the eraser. Then this part here is to increase the feather, like how blur should the edges be. So you can set it to plain, or you can increase it and the edge will be blur. Wow, so the video is getting very long. Then this other part is to, I think, well, not really necessary, but you can practice it if you want to. But we have marks here, and let me just explain this. I select the object I want to mask, then tap on mask. Once I tap on mask, I can tap on enable. Anyhow I draw this mask, that's how it will cut the image. See, you can tweak it to cut the image anyhow you want it to. So you can see how cool this stuff is. You can use all these options here to tweak it, but most times we really don't use all this stuff. Then rotate. You can rotate it if you want to. Here is to reset back to default feature, then mark. Then the next thing is 3D shape. 3D rotate. If you want to rotate it like in 3D format, let's watch. You can see that it's rotating in 3D format now. If you want to, that is for the x-axis. If you want to do for the y-axis, you can see how it is rotating left and right and the rest. And it's cool. Then 3D shape, you can turn on 3D if you want to give it 3D design. Let me add up another image. So let me just delete this one, since we know how to add shapes now. So I'll tap on plus. Let me add from gallery. Let me say picture from gallery. I have some erased picture. Okay. Okay, let me use this WhatsApp icon here. I select mark. I reduce it. Now come to 3D shape, turn it on, and yes, now okay, before I turn it on, let me rotate it a bit for you to see. So let me work on the Y rotation. See, it's rotating Y. The WhatsApp icon I now have 3D, like something. It's now looking very thick. Now this thickness, now you can reduce it with this depth. See, the longer you do it, the harder it goes. You can reduce it completely, and it has this 3D shape now. And you can give the color of the 3D to green or whatever, but I want it white. I'm not done yet. So how dark should the 3D shape be? You can make it dark or quite not too dark. Then you can rotate it, Z rotation, Y rotation, and all the rest. And all the rest are not necessary. You can come here, perspective. Let's see what this one have. Let me enable perspective. All right. So it's just how you want to position the image. All this stuff, they're just tools for you to be able to position image perfectly. So I don't need it. Perspective, let me turn it off. I mark it up. Then shadow. If you want to add shadow, I turn it on. Select the shadow I want to add. Say white shadow. Blur radius. How blur should it be? You see the shadow is increasing, and offset. You can move the shadow if you want to, by x-axis, y-axis, and the rest. And cancel. Inner shadow. If you want to give it shadow inside, if you check now, you see that this WhatsApp image now have a shadow inside. WhatsApp icon, something dark around this edge like this. So it's inner shadow, not the shadow outside. You can arrange it, shift it by x-axis, y-axis, and the rest. Then emboss. Just this one is just to create quick 3D image, 3D style. All right, so that's all for what's it called? Objects.